Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, the 30th of May 2023, and I am reading out of Winged Pharaoh, a far memory book by Joan Grant. This is her life in ancient Egypt, which plays before the flood, and Babylon. She is Sakita, training to be co-ruler of Kham, of the two lands. She is in a tomb for her ordeals. All the details are in the bottom of my upload once I upload it on my BitChute and my YouTube. Here we are at the fourth part of this book, chapter 13, The Teachers. Then I went to the place of the teachers. Here they talk to those who are children in spirit and who, while they are on earth, know not why they are there, or to what horizon their journey leads. I saw a beach beside a dark blue sea and palm trees of different shapes to ours, with large, rough-rinded fruit amongst the leaves. These people are copper-skinned and beautiful. Their women's hair falls round them like a cloak, and they are garlanded and wreathed with flowers. One who wears a form like theirs, so they will know him as their counselor, is talking to them beneath a soaring tree, which grows beside the calm waters within the reef, where fish of scarlet, violet, green and gold flit through the clearness of the coloured sea like fighting birds through the blue depths of the midsummer sky. And he tells them of the further beauties they shall find when, in the great canoe rowed by the paddles of their many lives, they shall outstrip the limits of the sea and weave triumphal garlands from those flowers that grow beyond their world and whose reflection stains the sunset clouds. Then I went to another island in the west, where a great snow-capped mountain seeks the clouds, which these people think is the dwelling of the gods. And there are many flowering almond trees, and others with white blossoms like the snow. Here the teacher is like a man heavy with earth years, but with a calm serenity of brow. His face is the colour of dark ivory, and he wears a robe of saffron-coloured silk, embroidered with flowers in green and silver threads. He tells those who sit with him in the flowering shade to think not of the splendour of the temple, though its roofs be gold and the celestial dragon silver-toothed, but to listen only to true words. For it is better to eat rice from a wooden bowl than to drink poison from a cup of jade. Then I went to another part of earth. Here there is a mighty waterfall whose surging rhythm echoes through a gorge, where flaming rocks, the colour of the dawn, climb upwards to hold converse with the sky. And here the trees have aromatic smells like precious gums, and the sweet burning wood and their trunks are clearly spaced like colonnades. These people have faces like our own, but thinner lips and darker copper skin. They live in caves and spare the streams for fish and cook their food over an open fire. Yet in their walk they hold the proud heritage of kings. The warriors wear a scarlet feather in their hair, and it holds a different meaning than in Kham, for here it means one who bows not to fear, and should the wearer fail in his appointed task, he must dare the rapids in his frail bark canoe, and if he can steer it amongst the foaming rocks, his people welcome him again. But if the waters claim him as their own, then he is free to join the mighty hunters in their spirit land. Here is earth courage tempered to its keenest edge, and if it be gained by climbing a sheer rock, or in single combat against another of the brave who owns allegiance to a warring tribe, the manner of the gaining matters not. And in this gain of bodily control, the power of will is mightily increased. He that teaches them wears a yellow feather, which to them symbolizes wisdom brought from beyond earth. Though they have no priesthood such as ours, amongst them there are some whom we would call priests of Anubis, for they bring wisdom to their tribe through dreams. Each time they bring back memory to guide their people, they may wear another feather. And so some, oldest and wisest, so acknowledged chiefs have feathered headdresses reaching nearly to the ground. These people I know, for I have lived with them, though long ago across a sea of time. Then I went to the White Island, where they know much wisdom. Here there are many who listen, for upon earth they have teachers who go among the people from a place called Avebaru, where priests are trained in the ways of Anubis. Their temple is encircled by a great ditch, and the walls are of single stones, unhewn, joined to each other by wood and clay covered with white plaster. With such awe do the people look upon this place that when they sleep, they come here to learn those things which is well for them to know. Here the changing seasons of the year are marked with a sharp division, unlike ours. Now was the time when the land grew cold in sleep, and the deep forests which clothed the swelling hills had leaves that, before they stripped the branches bare, were like a shield of copper lit by fire, and woodland paths were deep in rustling gold, which sought to keep the earth from bitter wind. And as I watched, I saw the seasons change, and the winter trees traced patterns on the sky, more intricate than any scribe's design, and over them there came a verdant mist, which crept across the valley, through the woods, and kicked along the branches like green fire, until the trees unfolded their new leaves, and summer brought its canopy of shade. These people know little of men's art, yet do they know of beauty through their eyes, and instead of harps and flutes have singing birds, which hover in the air as though they rested upon the springing jet of their celestial song. Here come many who have found their path hedged in by the complexities of life, for here there is nothing to disturb their thoughts, no carven temples, no effigies of gods, no dancing girls, no wines, no palace feasts, rather a stark simplicity, where, in the silence of their wooded groves, they may approach their gods amongst the trees, seeing them more clearly in the boughs than in the greatest of the sculpture's art. Here there are no divisions of rank or wealth. Each man is judged solely by what he knows, and those who are young and know not for themselves follow the guidance of their priests, as happy children follow them they love. I think I'll read chapter 14 as well. The land of peace. We need some good news, don't we? Then I went to the dwellers in the land of peace, who are reaping the joy that they have sown on earth. Here are people of all times and of all nations, who have weighed their hearts against the feather of truth and gone into freedom through the open gateway of Tahuti. Here in the light of their beatitude do they know the happiness for which they longed, until a greater longing fills their hearts, no journey onwards through the stars. Here they relive their moments of great joy, unshadowed by the future's hurrying wings, unclouded by the sorrow of the past, clothed in the resemblance of their glorious days. Here are some who last were born on earth 10,000 years before Atlanta fell, and others are resting in their garnered peace before they must again take up the sword. Here the beauty of a painter's thoughts is untrammeled by the bonds of wood and paint, and here are temples roofed with gold and jade, which far-off dragon people long to build. Here are sailing ships upon the wide seas, which fair winds harbour at the islands of the west, that long-dead mariners have sought to find, for they did dream of their spice-laden air, and knew not such beauty could not live on earth. Here swimmers can find the secrets of the seas, share with the fishes the translucent depths, questing for beauty through the coral groves. Here is a man who longed to be a bird and rest upon the wind his outstretched wings. Here he shares swiftness with the flying swan and crests the sunrise in an eagle's flight. Here I saw people I know not on earth, Yet once I walked in their far distant lands and had a body like unto their own. The old Atlanta and the older land, both have I lived in, and both here I knew, as though I should return there when I woke. That was a lovely chapter.